Can talk about books all day, forever. Me personally, if it makes me cry, it's a 5 out of 5. Hey guys, long time no see. It has been a month, I believe over a month since I've last posted, and it's been a minute. I know, but I have some video ideas and I'm excited for some of them. But as you can tell by today's title, the video we're going to be doing today is my anticipated reads of 2023. And now you may be saying, Destiny, hey, we're in the middle of February. 2023 started over a month ago. Yeah, I know, I'm late. But it's fine, because you know what, this is my channel and I'm going to post the video whenever I want. So let's get straight into it. I have my little list here organized by series and kind of like standalones. So I think I'm gonna start with the standalones because there's less of them. And yeah, before we get started though, my list is pretty long, so I'm gonna do a few from each, and let me know if you guys want a part 2, because honestly I can talk about books all day, forever. So let me know what you want to watch, book related stuff, non-book related stuff, vlogs and stuff like that, and I'll try and get to them. So yeah, one more thing, I typically don't really know what a book is about when I start it, or like I don't go too much into figuring out what it is. I know it's romance, and I know if it's like drama or thriller, because those are like the genres I like. So those are books that I would typically go for, but I don't really know what the book itself is about. Now, I know a few of these by things I've heard from other people, or, you know, what I've seen on Book Talk or BookTube. So yeah. So my first standalone is A Thousand Boy Kisses. Now, this is on my list because people say they've sobbed, cried, and I love a good book that could make me cry. Me personally, if it makes me cry, it's a 5 out of 5 because it takes a lot for me to cry. So that on its own, I'll probably give it 5 stars. But I've been wanting to read this for probably about a year now, and I just still haven't gotten to it. So hopefully this year I finally get to it and read it. The next one is Reels by Kennedy Ryan. Now, Kennedy Ryan is an author that I want to get to in general this year. I want to read more Black authors and stuff like that. I only got into reading about maybe almost 2 years now, or a year. I started in 2021, the summer of 2021. So yeah, it's been about over a year. It's coming up on 2 years. So Kennedy Ryan, more Black authors. I have another Black author in here that I will get to, actually. I'll probably save that for part 2. The next one is Archer's Voice. I have heard a lot. People love it. I know it's about a mute boy, and I know it's about a mute boy and a girl. I believe it's small town, and I think that's all I really know about it. But I hear a lot about it, and it's about the time I finally read it. The next one is The Silent Patient. Also have heard about it tons. See it everywhere. It's about time I read it. Oh, this next one. Okay, A Little Life. Now this one also makes people sob. My friend Laura actually read it earlier this year. I believe it. Yeah, she read it earlier this year, and I told her to tell me about it. She sobbed. So I added it to my list because, like I said, if people sob and it makes me sob, 5 stars. Next one is Wash Day Diaries. Another Black author, Black female MC. Of course, want to read that. I don't know anything about it, but the cover is absolutely, I'll probably put pictures up on the screen, but the cover is absolutely gorgeous, and that's all I need. That's all I need. I don't know anything about it, just that the cover's cute, and I want to read that. I want that in my possession. Last one for standalones that I'm going to do in this little part is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. Now, I have read Talia Hibbert before. I read the Brown Sisters trilogy. I loved it. I believe this is her first YA, or so also black female MC, of course. So this is her first YA, and I've been hearing mixed reviews. I know a lot of people have said they liked it, but I've also heard a couple people saying that they didn't like it, or it didn't live up to their expectations. So, but I'm like, it's Talia Hibbert, it gotta be good. So I added that to my list, and I'm going to be reading that hopefully very soon. Now on to series. Now series is a little bit more because of course it's a series, there's more than one book, but we'll start off with a series I have already started this year, and it is the Twisted series by Ana Huang. I read Twisted Love and Twisted Games in January. Loved it. I believe I gave Twisted Love like 3.5 stars or more, and Twisted Games like 4 stars. Twisted Games so far is my favorite one, but I do love Twisted Love because it was just, it got me hooked right away. I ate it up. I am in the middle of reading Twisted Hate right now, but I stopped because school just started to get hectic and I have assignments due every day. Like an assignment due, something added. So I took a pause on reading. I haven't completed a single book this month in February. So I'm a little sad about that, but I hope that just means that next month will be a lot stronger and I'll read a ton more books. Next we have Sinners Anonymous. Now I have already bought the series. I have all 3. I know the 4th one is coming out soon. I believe it's supposed to be a 5-book series, so I will be reading the rest of the books, but I've heard amazing things about, I believe it was Sinners Condemned. I saw a lot on TikTok, and that's what made me buy the series, so I'm gonna eat that up. The next one is Devil's Night by Penelope Douglas. Now, I have Corrupt in my possession. I've had that for probably over a year. It was one of the first, I would say, probably like 3 months into reading, that was a series I picked up. Have not started it. I also have Hideaway. I have the first 2 books and I still haven't read it, but hopefully this year I do read it and I get the rest of the series and read them, and I've heard great things, so I'm very excited about that series. Next we have Dreamland Billionaire series. Now I have the first 2 books and I was waiting for the 3rd one to come out so I can have the whole series and start it and do like a little reading vlog for it, which I might still do, but I have the indie version of the first 2 books. And if you know, or if you don't, Lauren Asher, I believe that she's with Blossom now. She sold those books to Blossom. She sold that series to Blossom. So now the 3rd book is not an independent, and I like all my series to, you know, be the same height, have the same cover, like look cohesive on my shelf, and the covers don't match, so I have to buy the first 2 books over again. And honestly, if the books are as good as everybody says, I won't be too mad about it, so I'm excited for that. Continuing with Lauren Asher, I have the Dirty Air series. I have the first book, Throttled. I ordered that about 5 to 6 months ago. 4 to 6 months ago. I haven't read it yet. I do want to get the rest of the series. Heard amazing things by Larry. If you know Larry reads, she lives by it, she loves it. I believe the 4th book is her favorite, so I'm excited to see like what the hype is about the series. And then, ooh, this next one is the Mindfuck series by S.T. Abbey. Now, I have been wanting to read this series for probably like 8 months to a year. It sounds so good, and the female MC, well, this is, I guess it's not really a spoiler, but you know, she's the killer, and then the guy is the detective trying to solve the murders she's committing, and he doesn't know that she's the murderer. That just sounds entertaining, and I want to jump into that. And I just want to read that. And I have a friend, Madison, I believe Madison read it and she loved it, so yeah, I added that to my list. I've been wanting to read it for a while. It's about time I get to it. Next we have back to Kennedy Ryan. I have the Hoop series. Now I don't really know anything about this series, but I've been wanting to read it for the longest. She's a Black author, and hello. I said I wanted to get into more Black authors. This is my chance. I've seen stuff on Book Talk about it, but I don't really remember, so I do want to get to that series. And yeah, next we have the Inheritance Games. Now this is kind of like a mystery, like is it a murder mystery? I know it's a mystery and you have to like solve something. I don't know if it's a murder or what, but I do want to get to that series. Now I think this is also mixed reviews. I know some people said they liked it. Maybe you saw like 2 or 3 reviews on Book Talk of people saying they like it. They didn't like it, so I don't really know, but I want to read it for myself, and the covers are cute. The next I have is Shatter Me. Now I do want to get into more genres, so Shatter Me is fantasy, and I do want to get into there. I know I wanted to read, actually we'll save that for the next video, but I want to get into fantasy, so I thought Shatter Me was a good place to start. My friend Madison also has started this series and she loves it, so I thought, hey, I should try it out too and see if I like it and see if I want to continue reading fantasy, because it's always good to try out different genres, see what you like, see what you don't like. And hey, I don't remember ever reading fantasy when I was younger. Actually, I'm lying. I like Harry Potter. Harry Potter's fantasy. So yeah. Next I have the Addicted / Calloway Sisters. I hear amazing things all the time, and it's a really, really big series to get into. So I want to start off slow with that one. That might be later in the year, but I do want to get to that at one point. I don't really know much about it. I don't know anything about it, but all I hear is good things, so I said, hey, let me add it to the list. Next I have Brutal, Birthright, and Kingmakers by Sophie Lark. Now I haven't read a single Sophie Lark book, but I hear from Larry amazing things, and I trust Larry with book recommendations, so I added it to the list, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, the next one is the Off Campus series. Now I was iffy about this one when I first started reading, but then I read some sports romances. I read From Luke Off with Love. There was one more, but I can't remember which one it was. I'm looking at my shelf right now to see if I can find it. It was another one that reminded me, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing books on my shelves, because I know I've read a lot more than I have. But right now, all I'm thinking of is From Luke Off with Love by Mariana Zapata. And that was a slow burn and a sports romance. 2 things that I've never read, and slow burns kind of like freaked me out because it's going really slow. They're usually really big, thick books that go slow. So I was like, I don't really want that. I want a fast-paced book with not a lot of pages. Less than 300 pages would be perfect. But then I read it and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. So I gave sports romance a try and I gave slow burns a try, and turned out I really liked it. So I said, hey, let me give the Off Campus series a try. It's a hockey romance, so why not? Next I have Dark Verse. Now I don't know anything about this. It just started popping up on Book Talk one day, and I was like, okay, dark romance. Yeah, I like dark romance. Sure, let's put it in there. So I added it to the list. This one's Legendborn. I know the first one is called Legendborn. What was the second one called? But it's a duology right now. I don't know if there's supposed to be a 3rd book. I'm not quite sure. But I know it's a duology right now. I can't remember the other name. But it's Legendborn. Or is Legendborn the second book? Let me look it up. Okay, yes. Legendborn is the first book. It's a Legendborn series. So it's Legendborn and Bloodmarked. I want to read those 2. It's fantasy. Black female MC. So 2 things that I love, Black female MCs, and I want to get into fantasy, so that's a good way to tie it in and really see if I like it. And I've heard amazing things about it, so I'm excited to read that. And then the last one for this video is the Magnolia Parks universe. Now this one, I've heard a lot about this one, but the person who really made me want to read it was Sarah Caroli, I believe is her last name. Sorry if I'm not saying it right. But she said that it was like kind of like Gossip Girl. I've never watched Gossip Girl, but it's like drama filled. Like, it's about this girl and this boy. They get together, they break up, they get together, and like, it's a lot of back and forth, and like, it's filled with drama. So I was like, okay, that actually sounds really good, so let me get into it. So I added it to my list, and hopefully I get it soon. And yeah, I really want to read it. It sounds very interesting to me and very fast paced. So I said, yeah, gotta add it, gotta read it. And yeah. Okay, so that was my list of anticipated reads for 2023. I have a ton more. Let me know if you want a part 2. Also, let me know in the comments what books you're excited to read in 2023, or just book recommendations in general that you love and you would love others to read, or you think others would like. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time with a new video. And yeah, peace.